Hello, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio. This is going to be a good one because markets are crashing and everyone is pretty much losing money right now. So what are we going to do? We're going to add in more money and see what happens. Maybe we can just all lose all our money together. Who knows? Right now, today, my stock value is sitting at $62,300. And last week when I made a video, I was sitting at $62,400. However, since then, I'm $100 down, but I also deposited $700 of my own money and received a couple dividends. So not great, but that's okay. This happens in the market. It goes up, it goes down, and when it's going down, I still try to hang on and just go forward and buy more stocks and hope that the entire world economy doesn't tank and I lose absolutely everything. We'll see. So with all that said, quickly looking here, my performance is still in the green. We're still up 8%, but last week I was up like 9% or 10% or something like that. Dividend annual income still looking pretty good, almost $2,500 per year. Actually, I'm going to come back to the end of this in the end of the video. We're just going to double check because this will go up as I buy more dividend stocks today. Okay, so let's jump straight into the portfolio and take a look at what I want to buy today. There's a couple ones in here. I normally sort my portfolio. There's a lot of different ways I can sort it. I like to sort it with the percent holding at the top. Usually, I kind of switch it up. Sometimes I sort by sector and whatever, by the biggest gain and loss. But anyways, I like looking at this because I see this guy down here. This is one of my smallest positions, and I actually really like this one. It's pretty strong. Good dividend, nice growth potential here as well. These are the part owners of Wealthsimple, so that's pretty cool too. And I want to add in more to them. Like they're up, they're just doing well. But yeah, I'm going to buy the dip on a lot of other stocks today. But I just try to throw in some money into the bottom guys here, just so they don't like end up super small, like this, $200. You know, it's like makes up almost nothing. However, these three red stocks I'm kind of trying to stay away from for obvious reasons. So I want to pick up some of Power Corporation today, just a couple. As we move up the list, I think the next one that I was looking at in here is Manulife Financial. They're also pretty low down. They're making up less than 2% of my portfolio. They're technically in the red today. That's new. They've always been in the green for the last few weeks, but I just want to drop in some while I'm here. So I'll be adding a little bit of these guys. If they're just starting to drop now, like chances are they're, who knows, right? But they could continue to fall. But however, if I buy stock today, then it's just going to very slightly reduce my average price. And that's cool with me. They're pretty much trading more or less flat anyways over the last couple of years. And if we look at the all-time, let's see if we can max this out. Yeah, they had a pretty good run here. I forget, this was like 2007, I think. The Sparkline doesn't actually show you the date, but you can kind of get some reference here, like that's COVID and whatever. So anyways, looking back at the portfolio, some of the other ones that I was looking to pick up today, again, are some of my smaller positions, but another one here was ATD.B. They are making up less than 3.03% of my portfolio. And actually I have this little indicator here because that would be 3.03%. If I had that in each company or each position, then I'd have a totally fully balanced portfolio. So that's a little bit of a target, and I put a little plus sign here that's automatically generated for those ones. So it fits the bill, but obviously if I sort it this way, it's pretty obvious because they're all at the bottom. So anyways, ATD.B, let's take a look at their Sparkline as well. So if we just jump in here, ATD.B, and maybe just zoom in for like 5 years because the full chart's like a little bit kind of hectic to look at. So we can see here they've just recently dropped off like pretty crazy. If we zoom in even 1 year, it might be a little bit more obvious. There's definitely been a big sell-off. However, I like this company. I like what they're doing, and I'm going to jump in on that. That's a pretty good opportunity, I think, to be buying down here versus the guys who bought just up here, just weeks ago. Now, they don't have a very good yield. Like the yield is super small with these guys, but when you look at their max, this is really, they have a lot of potential for growth. They have like this pretty wild trajectory that we're on here. So that's why I'm after them. At some point much later in life, I will sell out of them, like when I want to live off of my dividends, but that's like decades down the road. I think I'm just going to ride this growth for a little while. Looking at the portfolio too, the next one I'm looking at here is just up a few notches, Exchange Income Corporation. This is actually one of my favorite stocks in my portfolio. I'm in the green on them. They're doing really well. And if we take a look here, maybe at their Sparkline as well, which is right here, they've just been growing nicely, recovering nicely since COVID. They also have like a pretty big sell-off, a pretty big dip right here as well that I want to be capitalizing on. And when we look at their all-time, let's see if we can see their max. They're a bit cyclic, but generally going up in a very strong dividend of over 5% and a pretty safe industry to be in. They are actually involved in a lot of like random stuff in northern Canada, and I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. So definitely going to add in a couple to these guys. And then also the last one that I wanted to pick up today was also down sort of near the bottom is Aecon. This is a relatively new position for me. I actually used to hold them before, but they've just tanked as well. Let's pull up their spark line here. I think it will be right here. Here we go. And maybe let's zoom in a little bit in the last year. Again, they've just dropped like crazy, and I don't know how far this is going to go down, but I'm just pretty much planning to ride it down the whole way, because when we zoom out a little bit in the last 5 years, more like relatively flat a little bit, and then when we look at max, you're going to see some pretty good cycles that they go through, which is up, down, up, down, up, down, and so on. And with these guys, I like to try to catch a little bit of swing trading with them. So if they're on their way down, I'm going to keep buying in, and then when they go back up, I'll probably sell off. But either way, even if I don't, they got a really nice dividend yield here of over 4%, and that's something that I'm pretty happy with. So yeah, I think just looking here, I think generally, like, also I like to scan this tab in the spreadsheet as well for extra spark lines, and here I like to just kind of compare any trends I see. Obviously you see COVID here. I have it set for 3 years right now. You can change that if you want. But you can see the COVID dip for all of them. And here you can just notice that like this one drops off. When we scroll down, drops off, drops off, drops off. You can see all of them dropping off in like the last kind of week or day or whatever. Another drop off here. That's another one that I want to add more into as well pretty soon. Drops off, like almost every single company here drops off, massive drop off here, drop off. You get the point, right? And so that's why when I, like at the beginning of the video, I was saying I deposited $700, but I'm still down 100. Like I pretty much just lost a bunch of money, and it's all coming from all of my different positions that I have a small amount in, and they all just drop at the same time. And that kind of, that hurts me a little bit. MRU, that's another one that I'm interested in adding some more to. And I kind of just scroll through here. What else is doing? TD is doing well. Hydro 1, that's doing all right. Great West Life, another little drop there. Like pretty much almost all of them are just dropping off, in that last couple of days or whatever. So anyways, I really like this tab. This is, it really helps me focus. I compare that to, like which are my small positions, and, if I'm actually up or down on my own investments, not just based on the stock price chart, and I kind of combine all of those. And anyways, come up with some decisions on what to buy. So with all that said, let's jump into Wealthsimple Trade. And here we see all the same information. This one is usually a little bit off, I think, right when you make a deposit. I deposited yesterday, and sometimes this is kind of like incorrect a little bit, but the total is correct. And this actually includes like the cash that I have plus the stocks. So anyways, let's just jump straight into buying the companies that I wanted to get. So I have actually, you're going to see I have about $880. And I'm not going to spend all of it. I'm probably going to spend about half of it today, because I'm actually going to see if the markets keep like falling this week. Then I'll probably come back in later in the week and spend the other half. Usually I like to spend it all, like my whole week's investments in one day, but I think this time is a little bit different. I'm going to split it up. So anyways, let's jump into Power Corporation of Canada. Again, we can see all the same stuff that we were seeing in the spreadsheet. With these guys, I want to take two. It's going to be around $84. I think that's fine. Yes, don't show this again. And we're going to confirm that. Cool. So the next one would be EIF, Exchange Income Corporation. Again, these guys are also around 40 bucks. I want to take, let's take 3 of them. That'll be like $130. Market buy, I'm going to confirm that order. Okie dokie. The next one that I wanted to pick up today was ATD.B and Alimentation Couche-Tard. These guys, I want to grab 2. Should be like just under 100 bucks just for 2. I think that's enough for now. Yeah, if this falls again, I might buy some more, but I think just 2 is good for me today. Confirm that. Done. The other one was MFC, Manulife Financial. These guys, again, let's take a quick look here. Yeah, just down 0.5% overall. Just over $1,000 in my whole portfolio position on them. Wonder what that's all about. Oh, there we go. So anyways, MFC, I'm going to take 2 of these guys. That'd be around $50. Confirm that. And then the last one that I'm continuing to average in as it probably crashes and burns all the way down to 0 is Aecon on the TSX. Yeah, there we go. Let's do it. Let's take 4. Why not? It's gonna be like 66 bucks. Okay. Hopefully I get that back one day and don't lose it all. So now that I've got all that, the thing that I do is I check the activity tab for the orders that I just made. And I'm gonna write this down or just look at it on my phone basically and transfer this all into my spreadsheet. So I have the ticker, the exact number of shares that I bought, and the price per share. So I'm gonna record that for all of these and drop it into my transactions tab on the spreadsheet, which is a master list of all of the transactions that I have. So I just come down to the bottom and I just log each transaction one at a time, taking care to put in the exact quantity and price per share to make sure that at the end all of the totals match up properly. And once I have all of that in and I'm satisfied that these are the correct totals and everything is looking good with the right tickers and all that, I can maybe switch back to the portfolio tab. And in here, I can double check to see if any of my gain losses have changed from what they just were, because now it's going to reflect the true value. I can also maybe resort these. Set to A to see if anything changed. Not really, because I didn't buy that such big quantities. I just added like a small amount to already big positions. But either way, once that's all in, the last thing to do now is to check the summary tab. And we can see that I have about $456 remaining in my account, and that's great. I'm going to come back in later in the week and spend that on something else. And here is pretty much the most interesting thing to me. I'm looking at this because at the beginning of the video, this is around $2,454, and now it's $2,470, so it's increased by about $16 per year. And that's what I really like to see, this number always increasing, whether or not the actual value of the portfolio goes up or down. I'm pretty comfortable with all of the stocks that are in my portfolio, almost all of them, that in the long term they will go up. So I'm not terribly worried about dips. And if anything, it just presents better buying opportunities to buy dividends. And when my average yield is around 4%, pretty much, every $100 that I put in here, I'm going to get, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get, almost $4 back, just in dividends, payments, cash flow, regardless of what the stock price is doing. And, the stock price, I think, will generally go up. And this, the dividends will also go up as well. These companies generally, a lot of them are dividend aristocrats, and they're going to increase their dividend payments, over time, every year and stuff like that. So in general, passive income is increasing, and that's what we like to see. So anyways, guys, if you watched this far, thanks a lot. I'm really glad that you stuck around and find this interesting. And if you do, make sure you leave a comment down below. Maybe let me know what stocks you're buying, or if your portfolio has also been hit pretty hard in the last week or whatever. So guys, thanks a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one.